My fiancée announced that she required an open relationship, or our wedding was canceled. I responded calmly, agreeing to her terms. Then I promptly arranged dates with 3 of her friends, embracing the freedom she'd insisted on. She was stunned and pleaded to reverse her demand. I, a 32-year-old man, was engaged to Claire, 30, for a year after 5 years together. Wedding preparations were in full motion. Venue secured, deposits made, everything set. Things seemed on track, or so I believed. Last Tuesday, Claire asked me to sit down for a serious talk. Her demeanor was intense, not unusual when she had something weighty to discuss, but the atmosphere felt wrong. "I've been reflecting," she began, nervously twisting a napkin. "About us, about what I need." I stayed quiet, my mind racing through possibilities. Pre-wedding nerves? Issues with her parents? "I need more," she finally said. "More experiences, more freedom. Before we marry, I want an open relationship. If we can't have that, I don't think I can proceed with the wedding." Silence. My thoughts froze for a moment. An open relationship now? With the wedding 6 months away. I studied her face. She looked like she was preparing for a fight or expecting me to plead. Instead, I exhaled deeply. "All right," I said simply. "If that's what you need, Claire, let's do it. Open relationship it is." Her eyes widened, clearly not expecting this. "Wait, you're okay with this?" she stammered. "You said it's this or no wedding," I replied evenly. "I don't want to lose the wedding because you feel confined or unfulfilled. So yes, let's do it. We should probably establish some rules, right?" She blinked, thrown off balance. Yeah, rules, sure." But it was obvious she hadn't planned beyond her demand. This was meant to be her leverage, a way to get what she wanted by threatening our future. She didn't expect me to agree so easily. "Great," I said, standing. "Let's think about the rules and talk tomorrow. I'm stepping out to clear my head." I left her there, looking utterly bewildered. Once outside, my calm facade began to crack. It stung. 5 years together, and this was her move? An ultimatum? But if this was her game, I'd play it. Update 1. Taking her at her word a week ago, after Claire's bombshell about needing an open relationship or canceling the wedding, things got wild. The next day, she was still acting strange, like she couldn't fathom why I wasn't raging or begging her to rethink it. She tried to start a conversation about rules, but it was vague things like, be respectful and be honest. Basic, but it was clear she hadn't thought beyond her own desires. I listened, nodded, and agreed to her loose terms. No curfews, disclose if asked, use protection. Simple stuff. She seemed to assume that since she'd initiated this, she'd be the only one acting on it, or at least the one enjoying it. Hilarious. Here's where it gets interesting. Or not, depending on your view. My view? She set the rules. I'm just following them. I've got a good memory for details. Over the years, Claire mentioned, casually, which of her friends had found me attractive or made comments about me. Never in a jealous way. More like, "Can you believe Tara said you have a great smile?" I remembered those remarks. So Wednesday night, after our rules discussion, I reached out. First, Tara, 29, Claire's college friend. Always warm and chatty. I texted her, "Hey Tara, random question. Are you free Friday? Claire and I are trying an open relationship, and I thought it might be fun to grab a drink." Her reply was instant. "Wait, for real? Claire's okay with this? OMG, yes, I'm free." Next, Emma, 31, Claire's coworker. She's quieter but always fun to banter with at gatherings. My text, "Hey Emma, hope you're doing well. Claire and I are exploring an open relationship. Interested in dinner Saturday." Emma replied after an hour, "That's surprising. From Claire? You sure? But yeah, dinner sounds cool. I'm in." Finally, Lily, 30, Claire's childhood best friend. This was the riskiest move as Lily's very direct. My text, "Hey Lily, been a while. Just so you know, Claire and I are opening things up. Wondering if you're free for coffee or a drink next week." Lily called me immediately. "What the hell? Claire suggested this? Is she out of her mind? And you're asking me out?" "Her terms, Lily," I said calmly. "I'm just seeing who's up for a casual coffee or drink." She paused, then laughed. A big, genuine laugh. "You clever devil. Okay. I'm torn between shock and admiration. Let me think, but text me next week." Spoiler. She agreed to a let's see drink for Tuesday. So 3 dates lined up with her friends. I didn't tell Claire right away. I just let her notice me texting more, smiling slightly. She kept shooting me wary glances. Thursday night, I dropped it casually. Oh, by the way, I've got plans this weekend. Just a heads up. Plans? She asked, her voice sharp. What plans? Drinks with Tara tomorrow, dinner with Emma Saturday, and maybe coffee with Lily next week, I said, as if discussing the forecast. Her face paled. My friends? You asked my friends out. Yeah, I said. Is that an issue? We're open, right? Your idea. She stumbled over her words. But I didn't think you'd with them. Why not? I asked, genuinely curious. They're interesting, attractive people, and they were available. She stared, speechless, her entitlement palpable. She clearly thought open meant a free pass for her while I stayed home, sulking. Her shock was almost amusing. Update 2. The backtracking begins 3 days ago. Things escalated, as expected. After I told Claire about my dates with Tara, Emma, and Lily, she unraveled. Not in a dramatic, yelling way, but in a frantic this wasn't the plan way. You can't do this, she insisted, her voice tight with panic. Why not, Claire? I asked, keeping my tone steady. You wanted an open relationship. This is what that looks like. Or did you mean only you get to be open? She winced. No, it's not that, it's just my friends? That's disrespectful. To who? I countered. To you for taking you seriously? Or to them? They all agreed, by the way. Seemed pretty excited, actually. That hit a nerve. The next day was a flood of texts and calls from her. We need to talk. This isn't what I meant. You're trying to hurt me. Cancel those dates. I responded consistently. Claire, you were clear. Open relationship or no wedding. I chose open. Are you saying you want to cancel the wedding? That usually silenced her briefly. The idea that I might end the wedding, based on her own ultimatum, terrified her. But not enough to admit she'd miscalculated. Then her allies stepped in. Her brother, Ethan, 33, called me. He's usually decent but fiercely protective of Claire. Man, what's going on? He demanded. Claire's a mess. Dating her friends? Really? Ethan, I said. Claire gave me an ultimatum. Open relationship or no wedding. I agreed to her terms. What's the problem? Yeah, but you don't go after her entire friend group, he argued. An open relationship is about exploring if the need comes up. So the need only applies to her? I asked. Who should she explore with? Strangers? My friends? What's allowed, Ethan? Claire wasn't specific. He grumbled about me being unfair and making things hard before hanging up. Apparently, being fair means letting Claire have her way while I do nothing. Then Claire tried tears. Friday, before my date with Tara, she was on the couch, crying softly. I can't believe you're going, she whispered, eyes red. Claire, I said, sitting a bit away. I'm doing what you said you needed. If you've changed your mind about the open relationship, say so. But we'd need to talk about what that means for the wedding, given your ultimatum. I don't want this, she sobbed. I don't want you dating Tara or Emma or Lily. So you're ending the open relationship? Pressed. Yes, no. I don't know, she wailed. Just don't go. That's not how it works, I said, standing. You set the rules. I'm following them. I'll be back later. Her expression was a mix of anger, despair, and disbelief. The date with Tara was nice, cocktails, good conversation. She mentioned Claire had been acting oddly lately and was shocked by the open relationship idea but noted Claire always chased what she didn't have. Nothing physical happened, just a friendly hug goodbye. Tara said, Claire's going to flip when she hears you actually went. When I got home, Claire was waiting, arms crossed, eyes narrowed. How was your date? She asked, voice dripping with sarcasm. Nice, I said simply. Tara's great company. Did you sleep with her? She demanded. Claire, I'm not giving a play-by-play, just like I wouldn't expect you to, I said. We agreed to disclose if asked, not interrogate. It was drinks. That's it. She wanted to push, but I went to bed. The tension was frigid. My dinner with Emma was next, and I sensed Claire's efforts to stop this would only intensify. She thought she could have it all without me even glancing at the menu. Update 3. Consequences and confrontations today. The drama continues, and Claire's entitlement has somehow reached new heights. My dinner with Emma on Saturday went as planned. Emma saw through Claire's game immediately. She thought you'd back down, didn't she? She said over appetizers. Claire loves being wanted by everyone but expects you to stay her loyal fallback. Harsh but true. The dinner was great. Easy conversation, no physical stuff, just good company. Emma mentioned Claire had called her earlier, trying to get her to cancel, claiming I was misinterpreting things. Emma told her I'd been clear and that Claire had started this. When I got home, Claire was livid. "You're loving this, aren't you?" she snapped. "You're trying to humiliate me." "Claire, I'm doing exactly what you demanded," I said, exhausted by the loop. "You wanted open. This is open. If you wanted monogamy, you shouldn't have made it an ultimatum." "But I want us," she cried. "I made a mistake, okay? A huge mistake. Can't you see that?" "I see that you tried to manipulate me," I said, my voice firm for the first time. "You threatened our wedding, expecting me to beg. I agreed to your terms, and now you're shocked I'm following through. So that's it?" she asked, voice breaking. "You'll keep dating my friends? Destroy our relationship and my friendships to prove a point." "Our relationship took a hit the moment you gave that ultimatum," I said. "Your friends seem fine." Tara and Emma understood the situation perfectly. They're more confused by you. Then her mother, Susan, perfect name, called me Sunday afternoon. "I'm so disappointed in you," she began, voice heavy with judgment. "Claire's devastated. How could you be so cruel? Flaunting other women, especially her friends." "Susan," I said, holding my patience. "Claire said she needed an open relationship or the wedding was off. I agreed to her terms. I'm respecting her wishes." "But she didn't mean it like that," Susan insisted. "She was just confused. Young women get nervous before weddings. You should have reassured her, not taken her literally and chased her friends." "The nerve. So I was supposed to magically know her explicit demand wasn't serious and let her have her way while I stayed loyal?" "Susan, Claire's an adult," I said. "She made a choice, and now she's facing the consequences." Susan called me immature and spiteful, claiming I was ruining everything. She said Claire now wanted to end the open relationship and the wedding because I'd betrayed her trust by doing what she asked. The mental acrobatics are world-class. Claire's been swinging between tearful apologies, accusations that I orchestrated this to dodge the wedding, laughable, and pleas to stop. She said she wants to end the open relationship. "Fine," I said. "We can end it, but Claire, your ultimatum isn't something I can unhear. You were ready to end our marriage over this need. What happens next time you feel restless?" She had no response, just more tears. "My drink with Lily is tomorrow. Lily texted me today. The chaos is wild. Still up for that drink? I'm bringing metaphorical popcorn." I'm still calm, but deep down, I'm done. This wasn't a misunderstanding. Claire calculated this, expecting me to fold. Her shock isn't the open relationship. It's that I'm participating. The wedding feels less likely not because of the dates, but because the trust is shattered. She played her hand, and it was a bad one. Final update. The dust settles a month later. It's been a roller coaster, but it's time to wrap this up. My drink with Lily happened, and it was eye-opening. Lily's brutally honest. She confirmed what Emma suggested. Claire has a pattern of pushing boundaries, craving what's out of reach, and expecting others to bend to her. Lily called Claire's ultimatum reckless and selfish. We had a good time, no romance, just candid talk. Lily said she was impressed I called Claire's bluff so thoroughly. "Most guys would have lost it or moped," she said. Afterward, I sat Claire down. "No more games, no more tears stealing the show." "Claire," I said, "you want to end the open relationship. Fine, it's done." Her eyes lit up with hope. "But," I continued, "your ultimatum, open relationship or no wedding, is the real problem. You were willing to throw away 5 years, our future, for this need. When I agreed, your issue wasn't the concept, it was me participating. You showed me you'd risk our life together to manipulate me. I can't build a marriage on that." Her reaction was intense. First, disbelief, then anger. How dare I cancel the wedding after she was willing to forgive my horrible behavior? Her words, meaning my dates with her friends, which she'd allowed. Then begging, promises it wouldn't happen again, that she'd learned her lesson. Her brother Ethan called again, saying I was overreacting, that all couples have pre-wedding spats. I told him this wasn't a spat. It was a betrayal of trust and blatant selfishness. Even her mom called my mom, trying to get her to talk sense into me. My mom told Susan I'm an adult who makes my own choices, and that Claire had made her mess and had to deal with it. The fallout for Claire has been rough. Tara and Emma are keeping their distance. Both told me Claire tried to paint herself as the victim, bad-mouthing me. They didn't buy it. Lily was blunt with Claire, tearing into her actions, which wasn't gentle. Claire's gambit cost her not just our relationship but also her friendships. We're untangling everything now. Canceling vendors, splitting apartment stuff. We're both moving out. No way I'm staying. It's costly and messy, but worth it to avoid that disaster. I feel moments of grief for the relationship I thought we had. Some lingering anger, but mostly relief and calm. I didn't lash out or beg. I took her at her word, followed her rules, and let the consequences play out. She orchestrated her own downfall. I'm not dating now, definitely not Claire's ex-friends. That was just a way to reflect her own demands. They were understanding, got the situation. I'm focusing on myself, gym, friends, moving forward. Claire, from what I hear, is struggling. She's telling anyone who'll listen I'm a heartless manipulator who tricked her. Her family buys it, but those who saw it unfold or were involved know the truth. She rolled the dice and lost. Thanks for letting me share. Reddit. Writing this has been oddly cathartic. Onward and upward.